So if you've been running Google Ads, then I know that you are tired of low quality leads where you have to deal with tire kickers, broke leads that just can't afford your services, and just irrelevant leads coming through in general. And you probably spent hundreds to thousands of dollars and just seeing constantly low quality leads. You know that Google is the secret to scaling your company, but for whatever reason, you are running a campaign, maybe your marketing agency is running a campaign, and the leads that are coming in are just no bueno, and to be honest with you, just a load of crap, okay? So in this video, I'm gonna take you guys into behind the scenes, show you the technicalities of how to improve your Google Ads lead quality instantly. All right, so as you can see here, we are in one of my client's Google Ads account here. And you can see that alone in this ad account, we spent close to $3 million in ad spend. So we have a lot of data. So I'm gonna show you guys an example of this ad account just because it already has a lot of data already. And we'll be able to take a lot away from this, okay? So the first step to improve your lead quality is I wanna take a look at your recommendations tab, okay? So log in here, take a look at the recommendations. Now, for the recommendations tab, I really just like to see what Google suggests. Now, Google's suggestions and Google's recommendations are not always going to be in your best interest, okay? As you know, Google is one of the most profitable businesses in the world. So the way they make money is to get advertisers to spend as much as possible on their platform. So most of the time, these recommendations are geared towards you spending more on their platform. And that's why you have Google reps constantly reaching out to you, emailing you, calling you, spamming you to try to get you on a call with them so that they can make suggestions and recommendations for you to spend more on their platform. Well, I'm gonna show you guys how to save all that money and improve your actual Google Ads account so that way we're not spending money on low quality leads, okay? So I'm gonna go here. Normally we dismiss all of our recommendations most of the time, but we do like to take a look at what they have to suggest. All right, so we are in the recommendations tab here. You can click on all to see all the recommendations here, and then you can click on dismiss. I'm gonna click on dismiss just to see everything that's been dismissed, that my team has dismissed. But as you can see here, your optimization score is 100%, and 41% says it's account optimized, but dismissed recommendations, we dismissed close to 60% here. And the reason why is because most of these recommendations actually are irrelevant to the business or is not going to help optimize the ad account, right? So don't worry about it if your optimization score is low. It's more so just making sure that everything is set up properly in order for you to get good lead quality, okay? So for example here, improve your responsive search ads, create performance max campaign. Like these aren't really going to improve your lead quality. Measure conversions. You can bid more efficiently. This is more of a bidding thing. Optimize your budget, add new keywords, add dynamic images, fix your Google tag issues, add lead from ads. So we're just click on here. We're just going through here and taking a look, okay? So if we go back up here and we look at add new keywords, you can see that people are searching for these type of keywords. Now, it's really important that we don't want to target all the keywords that Google suggests to us, just because Google is really mainly just trying to expand your reach, okay? Getting more traffic coming in, getting more clicks, right? Because the more broad your keywords are, you can get more traffic coming in, more clicks, meaning that you're gonna spend more money. So what you really wanna do is really just target like 10 to 20 highest intent keywords. You don't need to be targeting 20, 30, 40, 50. Really just like take your top 10 highest intent keywords and just target that when it comes to running Google Ads, okay? So Google's gonna make suggestions and recommendations on expanding your reach and targeting, just like, for example, like the word plumber, right? And the word plumber is very broad. You didn't get a lot of traffic coming in compared to plumber near me, or I need a plumber right now, some sort like that, right? So those are examples of high intent keywords compared to more of a broad keyword. And so when we are targeting more high intent keywords, we're getting more people who actually have the intent to hire us and pay us for our services compared to people just searching some random things up on Google and finding your ad and clicking on your ad, okay? So I would say 2 recommendations to look at inside of the Google part here is just taking a look at what keywords they're suggesting, right? So just making sure that we're looking at high intent keywords that we can add on, or maybe pause out low intent keywords that we're already currently targeting. The other recommendation that I actually don't have pulled up on here is that it does a really good job of showing conflicting negative words, okay? And what that means is that if you have keywords in the negative keywords list, it means that your ads aren't going to show. Okay, so you want to make sure that the keyword that you're targeting is not also in your negative keywords list. Otherwise, your ads are just not going to show. Okay, so the first part, I just want to make sure that your campaign is set up somewhat properly here is just taking a look at the recommendations and suggestions tab. Now, going back into my laptop here, the next thing that we want to do is take a look at your audience tab. Okay, now the audience tab actually has a lot of data that you can work with, okay? So for example, if you are a service-based business and a majority of the time, your ads are not ideal for example, people in the 18 to 24-year-old ad range here, you can go ahead and just exclude that, right? If these people in these age, in that age range is not likely to hire you or even look up your services to make a decision, then it is really, you can really consider turning off the that age group. Okay, so for example, for our age group here, if we take a look at this, we spent about $4,000. Conversion rate is 30%, which is great. The conversion rate is good, but for whatever reason, they weren't the decision makers, okay? Meaning they might have called, but they weren't the actual decision makers to hire, okay? So another example of this is maybe you are a service-based business, like you're a plumber and you want to just target homeowners, okay? The likelihood of an 18 to 24-year-old age group, they're likely not going to own homes. So instead of wasting money on that age group, because that age group might be searching up for jobs and employment, like some of you guys maybe have had issues for, right? People are calling you and looking for jobs. It is also suggestible to turn off that age group, okay? And as you can see here, the rest of the age groups we have turned on. Now, as I go down the list, you can see that sometimes the cost per lead is going to be slightly higher, okay? And that's because it just means that you're probably paying for a higher quality lead compared to someone who is at $118 here, for example. The age group is a lot lower, so the leads aren't as qualified, okay? So by doing these things, you're going to significantly just improve your lead quality just by going through each one of these tabs here and making sure that you are looking at the data and seeing what's converting and what's not converting. And just based off of the experience that you are having when you're speaking to these leads that are coming through your ads, okay? Gender, depending on if you just only service females or males, we typically turn on both, but that is, dependent on what type of business you run and what type of targeting or, gender you're trying to target. So this we don't really mess with unless you have something specific, okay? The last tab here I want to go over is the household income tab, okay? Now, for a lot of you guys, if you are dealing with leads that are coming in and, I hear all the time, Jordan, we're getting leads, but they cannot afford our services. They're broke, they're tire kickers, they're cheap leads, they're just shopping around, and no matter what we do, what offers we give them, what incentives we give them, they are just looking for like almost free work, okay? And if you're having that issue, we can go into this household income tab here and just target people based off of their household income, okay? So as you can see here, we can target people based off the top 10%. And you can see like we spent, over close to 300,000 on this group alone. This means that, they're in the top 10 percentile of income makers. So we know that they have money, okay? So that's really good data to have. And as we scroll down here, if we go down, as you can see here in the lower 50 percentile, this means that these are people that are going to be making the least amount of money inside the household income. Now, how does Google know this? Whenever you create an account on Google, they actually track your cookies and data. So they have a pretty solid idea of what household income you're at. Your birthday, obviously, when you create an account with Gmail or whatever it is, you have to enter your birthday so they know when your birthday and your age is, okay? So really cool, really powerful data and metrics for you to look at is just going through the household income. And a lot of times it's sometimes worth turning off if you are, someone that have a much higher retainer, much higher fees for your services. It may be really beneficial for you to just turn off these groups, okay? And as you can see here, we kind of turn off some of the unknown groups here. Now for the unknowns, these are going to be people who are, searching on Google, but maybe they're not logged into their account. Maybe they're not logged into their Gmail, right? Maybe they're using a different computer, or if they're on their phone, but they're not logged into an actual Google account. So Google doesn't have any data on these people, and so they fall under the unknown category, okay? So we don't have any actual data on that person, but we go in and we take a look at the data here and we can see the numbers, okay? A lot of the traffic that you guys may experience will be coming from the unknowns, because not everyone is going to be logged, or a good amount of people I would say is not going to be logged into their account. But nonetheless, there's still going to be a good sizable people who are logged into the account, and you have data on all this here. So if I were you, if I was a business owner and looking to run Google ads, we actually run Google ads for our own company as well. We managed over, I believe, $13 million in ad spend now. So, I would leave on the unknowns, let it run, let the campaign run and see what the data looks like. And if the data is good, I would leave it on the group, leave the group on. If it's not performing as well, I would consider turning it off. Or maybe if you are dealing with low lead quality and they're not coming from these percentiles for sure, then we can start looking at these groups right here. Now, if you are a business and you're dealing with a lot of leads that are coming in that just can't afford your services, then I would consider turning off the lower 50%, okay? So lower 50%, or maybe just even consider turning it off to begin with, right? If you know that your services are going to be, $8,000 to $10,000 minimum, then you obviously know that these people are not willing to pay for your services. So it may be, beneficial for you to just start off your campaign by turning off the lower 50%, all right? And then the unknowns is something that I would play around with. Now, not going to go into the keywords tab here, but obviously, like we talked about, just target your highest intent keywords and leave out the leave out the broad type keywords, okay? Just target your highest intent keywords and you'd be solid about 10 to 15 and you're good. Do a little bit of keyword research and you should be good. For most of you guys, it's very straightforward with the type of keywords that you need to target, okay? The other thing that I wanna look at is the locations, okay? Now, a lot of times you guys are running ads and you guys are just targeting your entire county or a 20-mile radius, and which is fine. If you service a 20-mile radius or a specific county, that's totally okay. But I was talking to one of my business owners who's a client of ours, and he's like, hey, Jordan, for whatever reason, like this zip code right here, it will convert no matter what. Like we could sell water to a fish in this zip code area, okay? They just buy for whatever reason, compared to this zip code, which is maybe a couple blocks down. For whatever reason, no matter what offers we give them, what we do, we try to work with them, they just don't buy, okay? And so for you as a business owner, when you have data, right, and you should be tracking all this, where your sales are coming from, you should know exactly which areas is producing you more revenue compared to another area, okay? This zip code or this zip code, this city or this city. So sometimes it may not be the best practice for you to target a whole entire county and just target everywhere and just let your ads show to whoever is searching, okay? Maybe we only wanna show our ads to people in specific areas that we know can afford us and is much, much more likely to convert. Okay, so whatever, maybe you're driving your trucks or your branded trucks and your branded vans are in that area more often. So maybe they already know and seen you around and they're more likely to call you, when they see your ads. Subconsciously, they've already seen your brand, they're much more likely to call you, okay? So maybe it's going to be advisable for you to not target it everywhere and just put in your top zip codes or cities to target to begin with, all right? So if we're going through here, as you could see, like we would see, some zip codes coming in here, and As you could see, if we just go based off by clicks, we can see that we got the most clicks in this specific zip code here, right? Almost, almost 200 more clicks, or 100 and an extra 100 clicks in difference here between these two zip codes, and these are our top click zip codes. And as you can see, we spent close the most here in this zip code. So I would go back into my CRM or whatever services that you're using to track where your sales coming from, and I would take a look at this specific zip code. Okay, if we spent close to $13,000 in this specific zip code, how much did we sell? Okay, and I would get that data, and I would make a decision on, okay, is it smart for us to continue to target the zip code, or maybe we should turn it off, right? So really important strategies here is that you need to combine your Google Ads data with your experience, real life experience. Okay, are the sales happening? Are the leads good? And so when you are able to combine both the feedback from your business and your campaign, you can really optimize your campaign to really show the ads to hyper target and show your ads to your most ideal target, your ideal niche. So it all comes down to data, and these are the numbers that we are looking at every single day for our clients. So if you need help and you want my team to jump in on this for you, and you don't you want to just take this off your plate and be more focused on the business and being a business owner and not have to worry about the marketing side, then I'll leave a link in the description around this video for you to click on. You can schedule a call with my team, and if we're a good fit, we can definitely help you out. If you're looking for not to hire a marketing agency and you're like, you know what, Jordan, I want to just learn this on my own, and I want to be in control of my ads, which is, some people would rather be in control, then I also have a coaching program where I would literally walk you through step by step, take you by the hand, and show you guys how to run a profitable Google Ads system for your business. So both of those links are going to be in the description. If you're interested, schedule a call with my team. And if, like I said, if we're a good fit, then we can work together. All right, guys, so if you guys implement just a fraction of what you learned today, you're gonna instantly improve your lead quality, okay? And if you guys are having any problems, if this worked out for you, let me know in the comment section below. Any questions or anything at all, I check my comments section pretty often, so I like to get back to as many of you guys as possible. So let me know if this was helpful. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys want more tips like this. All right, so we're in my screen here, and the first tab that we want to take a look at here is under Insights and Reports. We're gonna go click on Search Terms right here. Now from here, we can literally see all the words that are generating us traffic and what we're spending our money on. So this is really powerful when it comes to seeing the type of search terms that are coming in, the keywords that are triggering our ads, right? Why our ads are showing, and then we can really see, what type of traffic is coming in. So if we are seeing, bad traffic come in, we may want to look at the search terms, okay? So this is one really awesome way to see if our traffic is good or not, okay? So for example here, let's take a look at plumbers near me. It's a broad match keyword, which typically is going to generate a lot of traffic. Now, is that relevant traffic all the time? Probably not, and that's something that you need to get feedback from when you are generating leads. If you're getting a lot of leads come in and they're like not really good quality leads, then I actually like to suggest that we don't start off with the broad match keyword type, I should say, until we start gaining a lot of data from our campaign. So once our campaign is running, it has a lot of data, and we have a lot of feedback from our lead quality, jumping on the calls and talking to these people. If they're not good, I would highly suggest not targeting or using broad match type keywords, or even starting your campaign and I would even suggest that don't even start your campaign by targeting broad match type keywords, okay? So I don't like to do that. As you can see here, we spent a good chunk of money here, $45,000. We got a lot of conversions. Cost per lead is relatively low. Our conversion rate is really high here at 46%. I mean, overall, our entire account, we're converting at 30%, which is a really good thing to notice and see as well. Typically, industry standards, you're gonna see it convert anywhere between like 8 to 12%. So just by working with us, you can literally double, 2.5 times your leads just by having the campaign set up and implementing our system. But going back into checking out the search terms here, if we're getting a lot of bad lead quality, I would suggest not even starting off with broad match keywords, okay? So that's step number one. Now I'm gonna go through here and take a look at all the search terms that come in. Now, me and my team, we literally have specific dedicated PPC managers that go inside of our clients' ad accounts and literally take a look at search terms every single day. So if someone is searching up for your competitors, if someone is searching up for anything that's not relevant to hiring your services, we're adding that to the negative keywords list, so that way our ads are not showing to those people and we're not spending money on those search terms, okay? So we go through here, let me try to find an irrelevant. All right, so here's a couple examples here. Obviously you can see people are searching, price shopping, right? $35 drain cleaning, $49 drain cleaning, $50, $59, $69, $75, and all these numbers, right? People will search up, Home Depot, Lowe's, they'll search up AAA, other competitors. People are going to search up the word affordable. If you don't want to target the people who are looking for affordable, then that's something that you may want to add to your negative keywords list, right? People are going to be searching up areas, so specific areas, cities and things like that. And if you see that come in and you don't want your ads showing up for people who are searching for that area, then that may also be something that you want to add to your negative keywords list, okay? And so you can see like a lot of random words here: all American drain cleaning, aliens, right? Just a lot of all types of search terms that are coming in. Obviously, like, we didn't get clicks for those, but it's a great indicator for us to see how well our ads are showing, okay? And to what relevant traffic as well. So I would go through here every single day or not even every single day if you're managing yourself, but ideally every single day, if not weekly, at the very least, okay? So I'm gonna go through here, and for example, if let's say we don't want to show our ads to people who are searching up affordable, then we would select that specific word and we would click add as a negative keyword. Now we can then from here add to a campaign, to that specific ad group if you want, or if you want to add it to a negative keywords list that you've already maybe created in the past before. So in this case, let's say we want to add the word affordable to our whole entire campaign there, okay? So what we could do is we can add it like this: exact match, which means it's going to be in bracket, and it's gonna say affordable drain cleaning. So anytime that someone searches up specifically affordable drain cleaning in that exact order, then our ad's not going to show. But that's not what we want. What we actually want is anyone that searches up the word affordable at all, we don't want our ads to show up, okay? So in this case, I would actually remove that and I would type in the word affordable and then go ahead and hit save. Now what this is going to do is that anytime that someone searches up affordable, your ad is not going to show, okay? So that is how we can really clean up our traffic and the quality of the traffic to start getting better quality leads, okay? And same for here, if you're not offering, 59, 69, whatever the price number is, then you may want to also add those numbers into your negative keywords list. Now, you can see here, maybe someone is searching up for machines, okay? Air foot pedal for drain cleaning machine. Now this is probably someone that's, shopping, okay? So same thing, campaign, and I would add the word machine, okay? And obviously this we already worked with, and then go ahead and hit save, okay? Now, what's really important is obviously we're looking at examples, and some of the words that I showed you didn't get any clicks on it, but maybe inside your ad account you don't have as much data as this specific ad account does, where we spent close to $3 million already. But in your ad account, you're probably gonna see a lot less data coming in, okay? So you can probably just search up in the column clicks and then see which words came in. Seeing which words came in, and then from there, you can start using that same exact strategy to add irrelevant words into the negative keywords list. So we go through here, I can't really see any, there's just gonna be so many ones, right? So for example, right, the smell good plumber, that's probably not something that we want to advertise. Obviously we got 26 clicks here, and we got a couple conversions out of it, 50% conversion rate. So if someone searched up the smell good plumber and you are converting those leads into your business, then maybe it's worth leaving this specific keyword on, okay? Or not adding it to the negative keywords list. Now, for whatever reason, if it's not performing well, if it got 26 clicks, you didn't get any leads, you spent, I don't know, $1,700 and no leads came in, then I would probably add, the word smell good into the negative keywords list, specifically smell good, okay? And not the word plumber. So that way, anytime someone searches up smell good, our ad's not gonna show. Now, let's say in this case right here, and maybe you're running your own ads as a business owner, and you got 26 clicks, you spent $1,700, your conversion rate is phenomenal, right? 50% is great conversion rate. You got 13 leads out of it, and each lead costs you about $135. Now, let's say that this specific, keyword or search term, I should say, is generating you leads, but it's not converting, okay? If you're like picking up the phone and someone is searching for, hey, is this smell good plumber? And you're like, no, we're not, and they just hang up. If that is a consistent thing, then go in here and just shut off smell good and add the word smell good into your negative keywords. So now you're gonna save that next $1,700, and now you're cleaning up your traffic, and now you're getting more quality leads. So to cap off like this specific tab of the optimization for clean up your lead quality, it's, I wouldn't start off with broad match keywords if you're starting out and you're not an expert in managing your ads. If you're not really like in the nitty gritty details of your campaign, I wouldn't start with broad match keywords and just stick with phrase and exact match, okay? The second part is, just taking a look at the data and getting feedback from your sales team, right? Why are the leads not converting? Are they looking for a different company? If they're looking for a different company, what companies did they look for? And then we'll add those company names into our negative keywords list, okay? If people are calling in looking for jobs, employment, whatever the case may be, we're looking at the search terms. What search terms are getting clicks? What search terms are getting traffic? And is it reasonable for us to turn off those keywords?